This is so powerful right here. This is the old world. Most coaches are taught something that completely ruins the business from the outset. And I'm on a soapbox about this because 13 years in, I was the person whose business was almost derailed many times because of this. And I have nothing against any of the leaders or coaches or experts or gurus in the space. But I want you to get that what's happening is that people are telling you to do something that, if you're not careful, will completely derail your vision and your dreams. And the reason is not because what they're teaching is wrong. It's just that it's not the right thing in the right phase. It's not the right thing in the right order. It's not the right sequence. So here's what people tell you all the time. Tell me if you, when you go through this, if you've seen this or if there's some resonance with this idea. First, we start out, and this upside down triangle means that the funnel means the most people come into this. So most people come into your one-on-one offers. And so it's the thing that you have available the most, your personal time, the one thing that's non-renewable. The highest value is your personal time. It's the one thing I can't get back if I missed out on my kid's childhood. There's a lot of things I can get back. I can't get back on time, right? The highest resource, but it's the thing that we offer the most. And we offer it generally for not that much money. And this is the practitioner model, because the coaching industry was built off of the therapy model and off of the practitioner model of the massage therapist or the acupuncturist who wants to get their days to be booked solid. There was actually a book called Get Booked Solid, and I read it early on. I was like, that's my goal. I want to be booked solid. But you saw what happened. My calendar was Tetris, right? So this doesn't feel good when you do it, because you're giving your time away, and you might be like, I'm serving a lot of people, but you're staying really small and you have a capacity on your revenue, right? But we all got to start there. So somebody comes along and they say, you need to do a group program or a product. And usually what they're talking about is something like $2,000 or under. And they're talking about doing it through a product launching sequence that you got to do multiple times a year. And that's something that means that you have to get all this energy and build all this thing so that hopefully you get 10 or so people into a group program by X start date. The problem with this is that it's not very high ticket and it's a lot of effort. So you might get some people in, but it's really not good money, because most of the people in the industry do not have 100,000 person email lists or even 5,000 person email lists. And so what the problem is somebody says, you need to do this. But the thing is that they're not telling you how much effort it's going to take. And you think, I want to leverage from one-on-one to group. But what you're actually doing is you're going backwards. Because think about it. If you charge $5,000 for one-on-one, just hypothetically, just put a number out there, right? You charge $5,000 for one-on-one. And then you do a group program that's $500. Because that's what they said. I want to do a $497 because I'm new and I got to do this $497 thing or whatever. You need 10 clients to get the same amount as one-on-one. You went backwards. You're working 10 times as much. Even if you think, yeah, but they went through a sales page. Yeah, then you got to build a sales page and doesn't make any sense. So you're basically working harder. And then people are like, no, here's the problem. You need a digital course or a membership. Oh, I get it. I need to now lower my prices and work 100 times harder. Perfect plan. Nobody tells you need to learn Facebook ads or have an email list or have really good joint venture game for any of that to work. That's what people are not knowing going in and getting stumped by, because the industry is telling you. Why does this happen? Because these leaders want you to buy their product and they teach this. But then when you find out how their model is built, they all have a high-end back-end program. Raise your hand if you hear me. They will tell you to do the low ticket, but they all have a high-end back-end program, right? And which do you think they launched first, the low ticket or the high-end? The high-end, because it is what gives you profitability to actually afford to be alive as a coach. So you cannot survive with not enough money, right? So you have to have a high end first. So fewer of any come to your course, because it's more like people go and they're like, I'm in the Dean Graziosi thing. I'm like, so how'd your course go with like Tony and Dean? And they're like, it's on their website. How many sales? Oh, I don't think anybody's seen it. It's like, this doesn't work, right? So this is a business that's upside down. It's crashing in on itself from the top down. Just like when you owe too much on a car that's not worth that much, but you owe more than it's worth, you're upside down, okay? That's the old world. So the new world that I am here to help you with is to turn your triangle right side up and to put in the center a high-end group program as your primary offer that you sell immediately. And this is why I'm going to show you how to do this in 30 days from now, where you can get this launch while we're here on this call. And this is going to mean that you can actually get out of this nightmare that most people are in because of the model being broken. Okay, so we build a group program, and it's not a launch-based group program. It's a rolling enrollment, which means that it's available all the time. But don't worry, there's still incentives for people to buy in the moment, but it's not something that you have to say, oh, we start in 6 weeks. No, we start next Tuesday. And whenever day it is of the week, we start next Tuesday. If you have this in place, you know every sales call that you're on going forward means that you can tell that prospect, if they buy with you, that they can put down 5K, let's say today, and they can be starting next Tuesday, which means you never have to sell one-on-one again if you don't want to. Because the reason why we default to one-on-one is because we have to. Because if you want a new prospect on the phone today to join your group, but your group starts in a month, what do? You give them one-on-one to bridge the gap, because there's no other thing to do. Because what that client's going to be like, I bought something and it doesn't start for 2 months. And this is like ridiculous, because you need an offer that's available now, that's not low ticket, that's high ticket, that's high leverage. So this is good money. 3,000 is the minimum that we ask you to charge for this, because some people aren't ready for 5K and they believe their niche won't support it. And I work with people on that mindset issue. But this is going to be a high ticket offer at 5K as soon as possible. And then you can raise it all the way up to even 12K. Primary offer, we're not talking about a mastermind. It's not 12 months. It's 4 months, 6 months. It's in that range. 3 months, 90 days is a good time frame. 90 days is a great time frame for sales. When people can hear that they will just need 90 days with you to get a result, they're going to buy a lot more than 12 months. People are like, I have this 12-month thing. I'm like, people are scared. They don't even know you. What do you want to like lock in for 12 months? And it depends. If you have more rapport, you can do it. But this is a shorter term rolling enrollment group. And then when you have this as your new default, you can now turn your one-on-one or done for you or higher level or executive coaching or whatever you want to call it, you can triple the rates of it or double the rates of it. Why? Because you don't need anyone to buy it. You feel how much more power that is to know that you don't need to sell your personal time in order to grow your business? Raise your hand and be like, yes, I am excited about that. Yeah, that's huge for those of us who got into this for our freedom desires, right? So then you can have you can have this huge business breakthrough where you have a core offer. Let's say it's 5K just for simplicity. And let's say you have 10 people that came in a month just for simplicity, right? That's 50,000. But you didn't add any time to your schedule other than the weekly call. And then for those people that want high end, you charge 30,000 and you get 2 of them. That's 60,000. That's 110,000 in that month. Now, getting 12 clients in a month, we'll get into if that's how that works and where that's possible. But you can kind of see, like, even if we bring those numbers down, it's a big amount of money coming in from these 2 offers. That's what we mean by profit center. It's centered. You have the center of your business, and then you have the revenue to do product launching if you want to, but not because you need to do a digital course because you want to pay for Facebook ads, or to do a membership because you want additional revenue stream. 30K for your one-on-one, Lisa asked a question, is because you just tripled your rates. You're like, because if you're on a discovery call and the person says, well, I just really want to work with you one-on-one, you're like, awesome, it's 30K. But that's why we have the group, which is only 5K, and it's built to get you the same result. But I'm happy to work with you privately. And they're like, okay, I'll take the group. You know what I mean? So I'm just throwing out 30K, but you can make it whatever it is. And this is where you can get your group to the masses and where you are in the new world.